Hi.
Oops.
We have everyone from the ADAY team. Okay.
I think we're looking for Jill and Katie. Oh yeah, there they are.
Here. We're here.
Okay.
Great. All right, should we get started? Okay. So hi everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening so we could share our semester-long work with ADAY, excuse me. So let's get started on the slide. So my name is Katie Oger. I'm a senior here at UNH. I was lucky enough to be the peer mentor this semester for my group, and it was an awesome experience. And I am a communication major and business administration minor.
I'm Mary Shotton. I'm a senior here at UNH as well. I am majoring in economics, focusing on sustainability and public policy.
Hi, my name is Jill. I'm a sophomore at UNH, and I am dual majoring in finance and economics.
Hi everyone, my name is Katie. I am currently a sophomore and I am pursuing a dual major in marketing and sustainability.
So we were lucky enough to be partnered with ADAY's co-founder Nina and ADAY's analyst Shannon Andrews, and Shannon was our main point of contact throughout this whole project. So hi Shannon. Their drive for achieving certification really stemmed from not only their overall mission, but their strong belief that businesses should take responsibility when it comes to their social and environmental impact. Next slide.
So to give you a brief background about the company, ADAY is a fashion retail brand based in New York City. And the company was created with the ultimate goal of designing clothing for the future by doing more with less. Next slide.
So some of our goals going into the clinic, we really wanted to dive right into that BIA that they'd already completed and figure out where the strengths and weaknesses were for the company. And then we went through all of that and collected and created a lot of the required documentation that they're going to need to submit for certification. And then we also worked on giving them recommendations so that they could increase their score in preparation for certification.
Our process throughout this entire semester has involved weekly check-ins with Shannon and the ADAY team. We use the BIA to narrow down problem areas, and we also use a lot of tools in the BIA assessment to draft up templates and build an opportunity map. We ended up creating a summarization of the project that included detailed future steps for ADAY that we will be giving to them for the future of submitting. Next slide. Yeah.
So next we're going to be going over quickly some of our findings after going through ADAY's completed assessment. So we're going to be going through each section and what we uncovered from their social and environmental metrics.
So here we've outlined some environmental initiatives that ADAY had already implemented. All of their suppliers are held to high technological, environmental, and social standards, and their manufacturing processes rely on world-class construction techniques in order to create long-lasting garments. Next slide. Throughout the semester, our team worked with ADAY to create opportunities that would allow them to increase their B Impact assessment score. We collected and organized documentation that outlined important supplier initiatives, and then from there began the process of developing a sustainability report as well as an environmentally preferred purchasing document, as well as the environmental policy statement. Next slide.
So I worked mostly within the workers section, and ADAY already has a really strong standing within this section because they've accumulated the most amount of points out of all the other sections. And I think that is because they're a female-founded and run company, along with their obvious focus on their employees' wellness and satisfaction. And that's amongst the many reasons why they're a great fit to be a B Corp certified company. So what we found is there's a lot of simple opportunities for ADAY to increase their score, such as drafting an employee handbook and additional policies to be implemented. So for example, ADAY could increase their score by simply providing opportunities for employers to increase their overall health and wellness by getting creative and maybe implementing some different programs like taking walk breaks or having lunch and learns about mental health. So basically ADAY is doing all the right things. They just need to be documented and put in writing to make official. Next slide.
So the section that I focused mainly on was the community section, and as Katie just mentioned, something that we discovered when we went through the whole assessment was that ADAY has already been practicing a lot of sustainable methods. They just need all the correct policies in place to check all the boxes and earn the points. One of the specific challenges that I ran into in my section was that ADAY is a relatively new company, so they're not able to gain any longevity points in the supply chain just yet, but that will come with time. So some highlights of accomplishments that ADAY is already doing super well in is that they're a led and owned company by a diverse group of people. They balance their pay ratios to all employees. New hires are given a living wage. Their purchasing pool is very diverse, and they screen suppliers for social and environmental practices, as well as use their third-party certifying for environmentally friendly products. So some of the opportunities that I looked into for ADAY in this section were future policies of creating and hiring and drafting documents for diversity, and two things that I helped craft were a supplier code of conduct and other diversity statements in the supply chain. I had the opportunity to work with people in ADAY, such as Millie and Eden, to get that supplier code of conduct on track, and hopefully they'll be able to use it to earn points for their assessment. Next slide.
So the governance section, we really focused a lot on the employee handbook, and I know that Katie already mentioned this earlier in the workers section, but we did end up drafting an employee handbook, and I worked a lot with Caitlin at ADAY and got all their information to put into our template, and we got that drafted, and it does include a written code of ethics and whistleblower policy. So a lot of the points that we got in this section were just from that written document that was really formalizing a lot of the stuff that ADAY was already doing really well. Next slide. So in the customer section, we focused a lot more on documentation. So I took a lot of the information that was already available to the public, like on their website and stuff, just showing how they have fantastic customer service, and put that into the BIA so that they're like one step closer to submitting when they do get ready to do that. And then we did recommend some steps to improve this score, but a lot of that is like getting third parties to certify them, doing what they're already doing. So again, it's really, they're on the right track and doing all the right things. It's just a matter of formalizing those things. So go to the next slide.
We wanted to briefly address some of the challenges that we faced throughout the process. Due to COVID-19, we had to navigate new methods of communication and also had to reprioritize our goals based on what would be realistically achievable by the end of the clinic. Also, in reflecting on the process, we believe it would have been beneficial to have very specific examples of documentation templates. However, this granted us the opportunity to develop the skills needed to research and draft our own documents, which in the end was very beneficial. Next slide.
So overall, ADAY is on an excellent path to become certified, especially with the roadmap that we are organizing for them. We wrote a summary report for the next steps in detail for each section for ADAY to utilize for gaining points, and the written report is in correlation with the improvement map visual that I created at the start of this project, and I think it will be very helpful. Next slide.
Something that we are going to be giving a day as we wrap up this week is all the compiled information that we've accumulated throughout the semester, and we'll be creating a document for the ADAY team outlining everything we've done, recommendations moving forward, necessary tools they may need, and anything they'll need to ultimately create the documentation and submit for certification. Next slide. So we also want to take a moment to talk about some of the key takeaways from this awesome clinic. Personally, this is my second semester doing the clinic, and I've really loved it. And this semester was different because I am a peer mentor this semester. And it's really challenged my leadership skills, especially during this unknown time and things changing rapidly, being able to pull things together and yeah, being a collaborative team and working on my leadership skills during kind of a difficult time.
Yeah, and one of my key takeaways from the clinic was being able to gain a lot of hands-on skills by delegating tasks and having to conduct our own research and draft our own documents. We really developed skills that will be applicable in real-world professional settings.
This is Mary again, and my overall takeaway was being able to navigate the entire BIA, getting to know like the nitty-gritty ins and outs of the whole process is something that I've kind of been interested in for a while, so I'm definitely very grateful to have this opportunity.
So one of the things that I noticed, and especially like just sitting here tonight and listening to everyone's presentations, it's really cool to see all the different kinds of companies that certify. Like ADAY is nothing like Kennebunk Savings, but both of them are doing amazing things for the community and want to be a part of this amazing organization that B Lab's created in this community. So I just was really like inspired by being a part of this program and getting to see all of the different companies work so hard to do something good for the community.
So again, thank you everyone for joining us this evening to share our experience with the B Impact Clinic and all the work that we've been doing this semester with the wonderful ADAY team. A special thank you to Fiona and Aaron, as well as our amazing clients, Shannon and Nina, for your continued enthusiasm, time, and passion in taking steps towards becoming even more socially and environmentally responsible.
Thank you. That was so lovely to watch through.